Hey, my little Frenchies, how are you? It's been a while. I hope you're doing all good and that you're making good progress in French, in learning French. It's by the time I'm shooting this video, it's February 17th. It's Tuesday right here in Montreal. It's almost sunset. Actually, it's almost 5 o'clock. So yeah, big snow outside. And today I want to take just a few minutes in this video to break it down, like to explain to you how I got good at learning languages and how I applied that technique, actually those tips, into learning different other skills. To me, so I'm a native French. I was born in Paris, so my mother tongue is French. I've always spoken French with my parents when I was home. Some Creole here and there. Yeah, my parents are from Mauritius Island. I don't know if you know this island, where it is. Actually, it's just a little tiny island near Madagascar. And if you guys don't know where Madagascar is, it's right next to South Africa. Then if you don't know where South Africa is, then I can't do anything. I can't do nothing for you. Grab a map, pull out your phone, and Google that. Mauritius Island. Point is, French people have a very bad reputation when it comes to English speaking. They would usually talk like that, and people think it's sexy. People abroad think it's sexy when French people talk like that, but I think it's disgusting, and it annoys me so bad. And well, in French schools, nowadays, like kids learn English at the age of, I would say, 8 to 10. But back in the days, in the 90s, my first official English lesson was in 1994. All right. I was 11, and so it was the first time I got familiar with learning English. To me, my main motivation was to understand, to be able to sing in English, to be able to understand the lyrics, to be able to read, understand, and to sing, especially songs from Michael Jackson. I am a huge fan of Michael Jackson. I can say a hardcore fan of Michael Jackson. So the goal for me was to understand what the hell he was saying, you know. And no, don't worry, I never thought hee was a word, okay? I wasn't that retarded. So I was kind of motivated, right? And I had no expectation. I had no previous idea of if learning any language was hard or easy, or how I would actually if I would actually be good or not. So basically, that was the starting point, from the age of 11 to the age of I would say 16. Basically, those 5 years is like where you spend time learning once or twice. Okay, 3 times a week. Maybe you have English classes at school, teaching you the basics, and it's really useful, right? But as nowadays, many YouTube channels teach the basics, right? And that's very good. You have to master the core foundations of English, like conjugations, grammar, irregular verbs, and nightmare. Yeah, they should call it irregular nightmares, because that shit is fucking annoying. Anyways, sorry for the curse. Who gives a shit? Anyways, and then from there, you have to find a way to go to the next level. Otherwise, you get stuck, and it's frustrating, because at the age of 16, I went to London with school, actually, and I realized that I've been studying English for 5 years, and I was getting good grades. Like I was good. I was in the top 3 in my class. So I was actually good. I was loving it. I was so comfortable. I've never felt like it was work to learn English. And then that that trip to London, that school trip to London, was kind of an eye-opening trip, because I realized I needed to step up and find another way. And I'm talking about like late 90s, right? Early 2000s. And then I was a huge fan of the TV show Friends, the legendary, the iconic TV show Friends. And to me, I was into computer and stuff, so I was looking for hacks to find the English versions of the show, right? And so the point is, TV shows and movies took me from average level, I would say from a level, I would say B1 in English, in just a few months, like, like episodes after episodes, seasons after seasons. I would say in less than a year. Now, think about it. There was no Google, there was no YouTube, there was no Instagram, there was no social media where you could get, like nowadays, you could get access to all that knowledge instantly, for free, everywhere, in your pocket, wherever you are. There was nothing like that. It was just books, libraries, and then the beginning of computer and beginning of internet. Actually, I'm talking about 2000, 2001, like, and to me, that's where I kept on watching TV shows like Friends. The last 3 seasons, 8, 9, 10. Really made me make huge progress. Huge. I'm talking about, learning everyday language, slangs, expressions, intonations. And plus, I got to watch the show with the actual voices, like the real voices. It was even better. So, and it's pretty, you realize that like in any language, there's a certain amount of words and phrases that are, constantly used. And so the trick was to watch the show in original version, so in English, but with the French subtitles, right? The other way around, watching the show in French and then with the English subtitles is great when you want to make huge progress in writing English, right? But when it comes to speaking, right, when you hear something, so it's pretty easy to catch the sound, like, for example, what the hell, so they are saying what the hell, but you don't know what it means until you actually read the French translation with the caption right there. So and as soon as you understand, right, it gets even more interesting, because like you're having fun, you're watching a TV show, but at the same time you're learning, right? You're learning something new. So it's very rewarding at the end of an episode. You just learn even one expression, sometimes expression or word or something you've been hearing a long time ago. You heard a long time ago, someone said it, or in the newspaper or whatever, in a totally different movie, song or whatever, and then you just hear that in the show and you get the translation instantly. So it's pretty rewarding, and your memory works in a way that when it links what you heard with the comprehension, it retains, right? It unlocks some memory slots in your brain, and it makes you retain more and more informations. Point is, so then I went from Friends to other shows, and I didn't go to super technical shows, but then I went back to watch TV shows that I used to watch when I was younger, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Fresh Prince. And this show was amazing because it's a totally different type of language, slang. It's more like hip-hop, rap, more like ghetto slang, right? And it was even better. So it makes you, so I was binge watching this because I kept on rediscovering the show, if you think about it, okay? I used to watch it in French, and it was already great. The voices, the dub was neat, like on point, and really close to the original one. So I was rediscovering the show. It's like, since I've already watched the show before, a few years before, I already knew the expressions and the slang and the dialogues and everything, most of it. Yeah, I was a huge fan. I'm still a huge fan. And so when you know what jokes is supposed to come in French, and there are saying it in English, so you can relate instantly because you already know what it means. You're just learning how to say it in another language. It is great. That is great. And that's what this channel is all about. What the French, my channel, my method. I don't post every day. I don't post many times a week or something, but it's just I want to provide value and useful tips for you. So you might hear or read all about like how it is great to make progress when you learn a language with using TV shows and movies, but like how like what's the point, what's the use, how to do it, and what type of shows to learn, and like should you watch the original version with the subtitles in your language or watch in your language with the subtitles in original version. So as I just said, the subtitles with in the original language will help you write better, right? But then when you watch the show in the original language and the caption in your language, this will help you make that connection with what you know how to say and how it is actually said in a different language. So that will make you speak better, right? And understand better. Now, let's say you're learning French right now, which is the purpose of this channel actually. So when you actually do that and you go out and you're being around people who speak French, and you've learned all those expressions and those slang words and those abbreviations and like shortenings and like, typical language that you will never learn at school, because at school you learn the academic thing, right? So you're no longer afraid. You're no longer, paralyzed. You don't open your eyes wide every time say something in French to you, like you don't block anymore. If you're more comfortable because you've heard that in the show, in the movie, in the song, so you know exactly what it means and you know exactly how to answer that. You can crack a joke. You can do some wisecracks. Then you can. Becoming funny is a great tool for you to blend in a group of people speaking a different language. When you crack a joke, people are more understanding because they know you have a serious foundation, serious base, because you already know a lot of words, expressions, slang. You're able to crack a joke, to make a joke. This is really important. When your mind is able to process the information and it knows that it's going to sound funny in a different language, now the other person is going to be more receptive to that and will help you. They will definitely help you out, So it is actually really great, because what it's going to take, what it's going to do is like, it's going to make you feel more comfortable, okay? And it's going to make other people want to help you make progress, because you will still make some mistakes here and there, maybe not use the right words or the right sentence in the right context, but they will help you. You will get instant feedback, instant like review on your level, and this is how you make progress. So I would say using media like songs, TV shows, and movies, or a vehicle or an intermediate path, a shortcut path, I would say, that will take you from let's do it this way, from learning a language at home with books and language learning methods. And when you go through that filter, it will make you be able to be comfortable in society of with other people speaking a different language. All right, so it's like learning from school, the academic shit, like the boring stuff, and then using that to learn even more, to become knowledgeable, and to learn more from songs, from movies and TV shows, to in different areas. You could watch, I don't know, Game of Thrones, you can watch Suits, you can watch French Prince, you can watch Friends, you can watch so many shows in different types of fields, areas, so you can learn more and more words, expressions in different types of context. So when you're around in the society, squeeze. So when you're around in society, you're hanging out with people, you can actually have a conversation with people in any field. You can actually say words, expressions, you can understand what they're saying, what they're talking about. Even if you're just around listening, you will catch up on most of the things they're saying, because now you have the proper knowledge and skills. And the more and more you listen, the more and more you will become part of the conversation. They might out of the blue, like they're talking blah 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 blah, what about you, what do you think? So you don't freeze anymore, you don't get paralyzed anymore. So yeah, that was a few minutes I wanted to talk to you about how I got better at learning a language. And this is my goal, to make you make progress in learning a language. So I hope you got value in that detailed video about how to use media, especially nowadays. Like really, you have no excuse. There's like so many streaming services, like Netflix, Amazon Video, like Apple TV Plus just released their own now, or you can just get on YouTube. It's free, instant, everywhere, anywhere. You can watch with captions, you can slow the speed. So really, you have no excuse. There is no excuse. I'm going to be here to provide you as much value as I can, to provide you with a good method and the good tips and techniques. But then I can't do the work for you. You have to provide the work. So I hope you got value. Thank you again, guys, for following me. Like, if you've reached the video until this point, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for providing love and support on all the channels, especially on Instagram. There's going to be some huge changes on Instagram. I'm fusioning with another channel, and because we want to grow that community of French learners all around the world. So the goal is to really make a big channel and to provide you with the best content we can. So stay tuned, especially on Instagram. The link is in the bio, in the description, sorry. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next videos, where we will provide more and more value and useful content for you to help you make progress in 2020. Thank you very much.